Alright team, we are back with some more Stanley Parable. I'm loving this game so far. Does anyone really know what time it is? Nope, apparently not. Oh, I feel like we're more than strangers after all this time. Oh, that's kind of sad. Job's over. Wow, this is deep. Wow. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Oh, this is the last time? What? Wow. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. So now I have another goal of finding this person. Talk soon. Okay. Interesting enough. Alright, let's jump in. The end is never the end. I wonder how many possible endings there actually are in this game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley, we're back.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee.
Oh, look at the balloon up there.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and...
Alright, let's jump in. Alright, nothing else changed in here. We got our balloons. There's that balloon we saw.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We still don't know where all the people went. Do we take the bucket? Of course we take the bucket.
A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Which way do we want to go this time? We're still missing, what, one collectible? Let's go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Sounds like a good place.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind.
No.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Now, should I go this way? Let's go this way.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Okay. Alright, so somewhere we're both red and blue. Where is this last one? That is the question. There's the trusty broom closet. Alright, up or down?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Is there anything else downstairs that we haven't already seen? I feel like we saw everything downstairs. No, let's go upstairs. Although I feel like we might have already seen everything up here as well. Both red and blue, what could that mean?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket
Of course it does.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I wonder if I can get back into that new content room. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff there we haven't really seen.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown
I
fate.
think after this one I need to do
It
a
would be
run
all
without the
Stanley could
bucket,
do to keep himself
which is
together,
absurd,
if
but
not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
it's always fine with the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
You know, we haven't
Facility.
done escape with the bucket.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
How dare you threaten the bucket?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Really? Okay. So I could turn
At this
around.
point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Here we go. Alright, bucket, show me the way. Dun-dun.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
What?
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
I did not do any
Farewell,
of the
Stanley.
such. Uh-oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Wow. Nope. Run, bucket.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
It is a good bucket. I like this bucket. Alright, here we go. The bucket. Ooh, we get some information. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and I can't pronounce that word, substantiated? I think I nailed it. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as you result in this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Ooh, a chair. I want to take the chair with us.
Can you see how
Wow.
arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far
That's a lot more than
noble
25 buckets.
Stanley will ever be in his short life?
The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to too many buckets at once. That is hilarious. Alright, fair enough. Ooh, we got a nice drawing of the bucket. Bucket with two handles. That's a little much. Let's calm down. What's up here? Inferno bucket. Medieval era. So powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of all that, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. How true. What's up here? Oh, this is cool. Cave drawing of a bucket, okay. Very smart tribes worshipped the bucket, that's fair, I understand that.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
That's true. The hanging bucket. This place symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. I want the bucket. Can I jump? Can I jump to the bucket? Oh my goodness, I can walk. Well, I know I can walk, but I can walk to the bucket, which I did not see coming. Oh, I can click on the bucket. Okay, okay.
But there is something we can do.
Ooh.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die.
What?
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
No.
We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
What?
The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world.
Well, that's fair. I'm down with that. What I did was for the greater good. Buckets must move on. Okay. So I got crushed. That didn't take away
All of
the
his
bucket, though,
co-workers
right?
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Bucket's
missed the
still
memo.
here. Alright, I'm going without the bucket this time. We're going to see what happens. If anything changes when you don't carry the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
It's a pretty nice
this
employee
room.
lounge.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, not this time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Alright, I don't have the bucket this
Someone
time.
you've been neglecting,
I'm
Stanley.
going to try and get back to the red
Someone
and
you've
blue
forgotten.
doors.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Alright,
Look,
so
let me
this
prove-
is where I got
let me
stuck last
prove
time.
that
No
I'm on
buckets
your
beyond this
side.
point.
Give me a chance.
Yep,
Now listen
okay.
carefully, this is important. Stanley
There it
walked
is.
through the red door. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Got it.
Remember this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
That's right.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
I respect
instead
that.
I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
I want more figurines. Okay. Well, now what? I got my figurines. That's all I really wanted out of here. Which door should I go in? Red? Blue. Let's go blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Let's go red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Answers?
Here. Yes. Oh,
Oh, it's this place
beautiful,
again.
isn't it?
This is
If
really
we
nice.
just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley... No,
Sorry, buddy.
Wait. Where are you going?
Oh, it's
Oh, no.
this ending again.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I don't want to do this again. This was a rough ending. It's very sad.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
How long can I stay here for? Does something happen if I stay? I mean, it is pretty nice. Look at that. Look at that team. It's beautiful. Let's stay here for a little bit, see if anything happens. We got some green lights going on. I mean, I just came down this way to get that figurine. Now I don't know what to do. I wonder if the boardroom changes once you get that figurine. Alright, I think the only way out of this is the stairs.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Sorry, buddy. This is
Please,
how it has to
Stanley,
be.
No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Oh no. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, I just want to get back to the beginning. No!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
It's
You're
so
literally
sad.
willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Is there another way to get back to the
Situation
beginning?
correctly?
I don't want to do this. No!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Here we go. I'm sorry, buddy. Ah!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Alright, so now I can take my bucket again, because I don't have to go back to the no buckets beyond this point section. Wait, where are the balloons? Where are my balloons? Whoa.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Yep.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh,
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines.
okay.
Just one more time.
Ooh, I'm back here. Okay. When Stanley found the collectibles. Those are good times. This definitely changed.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again.
Can I take this
Stanley.
one? 7? What? 7 of 6? God, this is such a creepy mural. What's over here? Oh, we're back at the
And
executive
here
bench.
was a second Stanleyurine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them,
Wow.
let alone 6.
And the
But
truth
you
comes
continue
out.
to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Okay. Kind of rude. Kind of a weird way to state that. Not 100% a fan of that.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can
was-
you remember?
Definitely the warehouse.
No,
There it is.
The warehouse was the 4th place you found
Oh.
the Figanley, not the 3rd.
Awkward.
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised.
Can I go
Memories
back?
like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I feel like I'm being gaslit. I don't remember a pink room. I don't think this is right. Mr. Narrator. Something's wrong.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Ooh. I will. This is awesome. Yeah. I'm impressed. Did a great job. Yeah. The narrator really pulled it together here.
Takes you back, doesn't
Oh.
it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
I'm impressed. Good job. Ooh.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Not exactly like, but yeah, pretty much. Ooh. You are in the present. Okay.
And then there was no more.
Whoa.
Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
No. I was enjoying it there.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah. I like it. The best. Let's do this. Can I get even more Figurines.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors.
Got
I
it.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Is he
Let's
gonna
keep
say the
going. I
same
want
stuff?
more.
No, okay. Oh, do I get to
And
watch that
here's
video
where I need
again?
that video. Don't you remember the video we
I
watched?
do. It was a good video. Yeah! Speed video.
Yes,
Oh,
I love that video.
it was really good.
Still
The
don't
pink
remember the
room.
pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
It's not a bad room. I'd say it's an average room.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them.
I mean,
I'm
I
very
consider
glad
this
we
a
resisted
reward.
the temptation. Next one.
Here we go.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh, I'm back at the collectible stand? Ooh. Was this the jump circle? It is. Do I get more
Look,
jumps?
it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything.
It does. It's
I
good
dare say
content
I'm
now.
actually quite fond of it now.
I agree.
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
I want to find out
Yes,
about the pink room.
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling
For
this
good?
story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wow. Are we nearing the end? Oh, we got the balloons back, though. That's big.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, the bucket's back. I'm going to grab the bucket.
The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So now what? Let's see.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured.
Oh, I
from the
actually do
maintenance
want to go
section
back to the
and walked
meeting room.
straight ahead
See
to
if
the
it
opposite
reverted
door.
back to before the collectibles.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Okay.
Perhaps his
So this is
boss's
back to
office
before
was
the
where he'd find
collectibles.
answers. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
No stickers. That's sad. Okay. You make a good point. Down or up?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No more figurines. Okay. I can go in this room now? Oh, what is that painting? That's sad. What is this? Can I go up? Do I want to go up or let's go up? This is new. Got some good elevator music. Okay. It's a pretty long elevator, right? I'm back here. Some sweet music. Is there anything in this elevator? Okay. I'm just back here. That's a little disappointing. The elevator doesn't take me anywhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. Now turn off the mind control and see if something changed. Can't believe that elevator didn't lead us anywhere.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Nope.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Do I ever
The
find
bucket
out what
had
happened
never
to the
seen
people in the
anything like
office?
this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
That's right. Bucket has led me through thick and thin here.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery
How do I
would
get
never
up
again
there?
exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy
love that
comment
part.
about taking down the system.
All right. Here we go.
When at last they came to the source of the root, Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Da, da,
Was it
da.
over? Yes, they had done it.
We
Stanley
did it,
and the
Bucket.
had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
But I have the bucket.
At least he has the bucket.
That's
Being
right.
trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Alright, so nothing changed with that ending. I can't believe we couldn't use the elevator. That is a bummer. But we got all the collectibles, which is really cool, and I love the reverse collectible gathering, so now we have a ton of the collectibles. But I think we're going to call this one here. And yeah, I'm not sure where else we can go. There's got to be a ton of more endings, but I just haven't seen them yet. So we might do another video on this, but I have loved this game so far. It's a blast. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!